The ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom gets a video game all to herself, but is this a supersized performance or a royal stitch-up? I'm Mihin Kasor from Metro's GameCentral, and we're here to investigate.
Easy. Leave it to me.
Just like the Luigi's Mansion series, it's time for another character to step into the spotlight. Luigi's Mansion is not only a great trilogy of games, but has done wonders for giving Luigi a proper sense of character, and we'd hoped that Princess Peach Showtime would do the same, especially as her own previous starring role in 2005's Super Princess Peach portrayed her as an emotionally unstable heroine that starts crying literally at the press of a button. Unfortunately, where Super Princess Peach at least had fun gameplay, Showtime is shallow and patronizingly easy, with Peach's rare center court appearance aimed only at the very youngest of Nintendo fans. It does seem a shame that one of the only times Princess Peach gets a starring role is in a game that makes Kirby look like Dark Souls. What's worse is that her only characterization is that she's kind, and that's it really. We weren't expecting the postmodern irony of the Paper Mario series, but here you don't even get the generic sass of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. The plot for Showcase is simplistic, with Peach paying a royal visit to an island theater, which has been overrun by Madame Grape and the Sour Bunch. What they're after and who they are is never explained though, just the fact that they want to make every play a tragedy. Rather than turning every production of Wicked into Game of Thrones, this is used as an excuse to cast Peach in a variety of different side-scrolling adventures, as she plays the part of everything from a gentleman thief and Power Ranger-style superhero to a Sherlock Holmes knockoff and a mermaid. Now the all-important question, how many outfits does she have? There are 10 main costumes for Peach to wear, but you only ever use one per level, which also shares the same theme. So there's Sword Fighter Peach, Ninja Peach, Cowgirl Peach, Patisserie Peach, Dashing Thief Peach, Figure Skater Peach, Detective Peach, Mighty Peach, Mermaid Peach, and Kung Fu Peach. The first time you encounter each costume, you start off playing in Peach's usual pink dress, which you can unlock different patterns for, and are accompanied by a sparkle called Stella. Stella is the guardian of the theater, or something, and has essentially Jesus-like powers to do anything and everything from inspire bravery into the other characters to make crops grow instantly. The primary use of Stella's powers is to one-shot defeat enemies of the Sour Bunch as they fight you and the other actors, and to interact with background objects. Once you get a costume about a quarter of the way into the level, you concentrate purely on its powers. A number of them, like the Sword Fighter and Kung Fu outfits, turn the game into a sort of simplified scrolling beat-em-up, while others are more unique. Peach has no attacks in her patisserie costume, and instead collects ingredients, bakes muffins, and ices cakes. As a detective, she also doesn't hit anyone, and instead engages in a very simple graphic adventure, where you have to use logical deduction and visual cues to find thieves. All of this is a huge departure to her booty-smashing iteration in the Super Smash Bros. Series, but we get it, it's a kid's game.
Like that. Thank you very much.
There are 2 stages for each costume, and then a third special one where you rescue the original actor for the role, which are presented as shorter and more abstract levels that take place in Madame Grape's Shadow World. Most stages can be completed in 15 minutes or less, so it's not a massive game, but there's a fair amount of replay value as each level is filled with collectibles. There are 2 central problems with Showtime, the first being that while it's charming, the script is extremely bland. Given how funny things like Bluey and Peppa Pig can be, the fact that this is aimed at kids is no excuse for its rubbish storytelling, especially as the use of subtitles instead of spoken dialogue once again feels more like cost-cutting by Nintendo than a stylistic choice. The situations are often amusing, but in gameplay terms, everything is very superficial. And while there are plenty of fun ideas like the ninja camouflage technique and a brief 2D shooter section as Mighty Peach, none usually lasts for more than a few minutes, before quickly being replaced with something equally underwhelming. Variety is most of the time lovely, but Showtime feels disjointed and unfocused, not to mention extremely easy. And we get it, it's for kids. But still, there are only two main action buttons, jump and each costume's special move, but rather than making the game accessible, it can actually be quite confusing. There's a boss battle at the end of one level that we're still not sure how to beat, which makes it impossible to explain to a child when they're trying to do it. The best part by far are the larger scale boss battles between floors of the theatre, and we can only assume they were done by a different person, as they're weird and inventive in a way none of the rest of the game is. However, on a technical level, Showtime is also a disappointment, as while the visuals are appropriately cute, there's a syrupy feel to the movement, as if the frame rate is about to give out at any moment. It never does, but compared to Luigi's Mansion 3, this feels cheap and low tech. Princess Peach needs to find her Luigi's Mansion moment, but it's not here. The game isn't a royal disaster, but a character as prominent as Peach deserves better than the very mid thrills on offer here. Princess Peach Showtime is a disappointingly shallow and unfocused adventure that is aimed solely at a young audience, and even they're likely to feel somewhat bored and patronized by the end. As much as I love Peach, unfortunately, here at Metro GameCentral, we give it a 5 out of 10. If you disagree, make sure to let us know in the comments below. Also, whilst you're there, remember to like and subscribe to us here at Metro GameCentral. And until next time, see ya.